Hey guys, Dragon Ball for Life here today. I'm back with another video. Now today's video we're going to be reacting to Saiyan Scholar once again. Super Saiyan Broly is terrible. Now the last video it was the second part of the Tournament of Power. This one's going to be the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, but manga format. Which I didn't even know that they did it in the manga. I thought they just skipped that part or did what they did in the Resurrection of F part where they just did like a small little bit. So I don't know what they specifically did in the manga. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting for me. Also, I think I saw a post from him that he says he's gonna be dropping out his moral arc video soon at some point, so I will definitely go check that out. And then he'll just have the granola arc, which would be the most current one right now because the manga right now is on hiatus. We really don't know how long it's going to be on hiatus. Personally, I wish it would come back because more content, that's a good thing. That's always a good thing. But yeah, I will definitely check out the moral arc when it comes out, and I can't wait for the granola one since it is technically fully wrapped up. And then, whenever the next one finishes, that's when he'll do that. But for a while, I won't be reacting to his after he's done with his whole journey throughout the Dragon Ball Super manga. So yeah, let's get into it.
Broly is terrible, and by terrible, I'm referring to the actual definition of the word, that being dangerous, frightful, and unpleasant, which is exactly how I would describe Broly's insane power in the Dragon Ball Super manga. Welcome back to my Dragon Ball Super manga power scale. We have completed the Tournament of Power arc, and I was originally planning to jump straight into the Moro arc, but after reading the Broly panels in between the two arcs, as well as some more in some bonus chapters, I had to change the plan and go over those Broly events, because there's a lot more to it than you would think, even for the manga. Now, you may be confused about Dragon Ball Super manga Broly, as he's popular for his movie appearance, but I will explain everything to you, so don't worry. If you're a fan of Broly and are excited to learn just how much of a monster he is in the manga of Super, hit the like button, help this video break the limits of YouTube's algorithm, and if you like this video, hopefully subscribe for more Dragon Ball content. Thank you for watching. Now, I need to explain to you the anime and movie continuity to Dragon Ball. You should all know by now that the Dragon Ball franchise has multiple continuities, multiple timelines, even for modern Dragon Ball. It's officially stated in V-Jump by Akio Iyoku, the Dragon Ball room head of Shueisha, that Dragon Ball, even Super, has multiple timelines, the anime and the manga, where similar main plot points happen, but how they are told, it's different. Another continuity is the Battle of Gods and Resurrection F Dragon Ball Z movies, as those events differ from the Super anime and the Super manga. During the Resurrection F arc, it's only briefly mentioned in the manga with limited information. Even though the main plot points of Resurrection F happened, they are all canon, or the correct word, canonical, to their respective continuity. That's how the fan term canon actually works. There is no definitive one canon. Dragon Ball is a franchise, not just a manga. Toriyama is just one slice of the cake. The Resurrection F arc in the Dragon Ball Z movie had Saiyan Beyond God and already had a promotional Dragon Ball Z manga for it, which was an incomplete promotional manga. The Resurrection of F movie was also stated to be the sequel to the Battle of Gods movie. The Battle of Gods movie is officially stated to be based on the 6, 10, 15 scale by Toriyama. The Dragon Ball Super manga does not abide by that scale, and Goku does not absorb any God Ki in the Dragon Ball Super manga. If you apply the Resurrection F movie to the Dragon Ball Super manga, you also have to apply the Battle of Gods movie as well, where the Super manga already has its own version of that. Similar main plot points, but told differently. We also can't just slot in the anime power scaling into the manga events. So for example, taking the Resurrection F movie power scale or the Broly movie power scale and slotting it into the manga power scale. It invalidates all the numbers you've previously done, as there are different scales going into the movies, in the movie, and coming out of the movie, compared to the manga power scale.
Yes, I agree with that. One thing I see a lot of people do in the Dragon Ball community when they do power scale and stuff, for some reason they're using feats from the manga and the anime and comparing them. It's just like, they're not the same. They have different continuities. Yes, some of the stuff might stay the same, some of the events, but the power scalings are significantly different. So when I hear people debating about, Goku beating this character or, handling this or that character, and they use manga to use it with the anime, is like, no, they're not the same. You can't do that. Why are you doing that? Like he stated right there, in the anime, he absorbed the godly form into his base and then had Saiyan Beyond God in his base form by Resurrection of F. Whereas in the manga, he did not have that, and at this point he still didn't get that ability to absorb it. So that would be a significant difference in power. The one in the anime would be significantly more powerful in his base forms, maybe even in his other godly forms. We don't know if of that high multiplier carries over to in the manga, so it just evens out once they go to their godly and Super Saiyan Blue form. But yeah, I don't like when people keep on using the manga, and I've seen this in countless debates where they're saying, oh, they're arguing about this and they use the manga. They did this, I think one specifically was when Death Battle did the Reverse Flash versus Goku Black. People were using feats from the manga and the anime to argue, and I was like, no, that does not work. Use one continuity. Personally, I would prefer the anime because the anime has more impressive feats and has more, of a higher level of power scaling. But yeah, so either of those, like if you're gonna do it, you have to differentiate between the two. Are you using the anime or are you using the manga? Because those are significantly different, and you can't be using both those feats. If I see somebody, if I'm watching somebody's video and they're using both the feats and stuff from the manga and stuff, like the anime, to stay how strong the character is, I'm not going to take their video or them seriously. I'm going to think that this person doesn't know what they're talking about because they don't understand how it works. So yeah, if any of you guys watch a channel where they do use the feats from both the manga and the anime, just know that whatever they're saying is invalid because they're not really thinking logically.
There is also a Dragon Ball Super Broly light novel, and it's an adaptation of the movie written by Masatoshi Kusakabe, I believe that's how you say their name. And it's also illustrated by Akira Toriyama. There are some differences in the light novel to the movie, which again proves there are different continuities, different versions of the same main plot points and events. There's not one version that fits all continuities. But again, it is not the manga. You can't just pull this into the manga, because this is based on the Broly movie. And on a quick note, in V-Jump it also shows the Dragon Ball Super manga events. On the right of the manga, Battle of Gods arc, is the Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F movie, and it recommends to watch that to get an understanding of the main plot points. That doesn't mean the exact Resurrection F anime events are in the manga continuity. They aren't. It's just an event placement with the main plot points to help fill in a non-strict timeline, as Akio Ioku officially stated. The movie without a doubt branches from the anime Tournament of Power, but the movie can be used as a bridge for the manga of Super, where it's also recommended in the same V-Jump as before to watch the Broly movie in between the manga Tournament of Power and the Moro arc. That's narratively speaking though, but again it's still not the exact manga continuity. It means we would have to count all of the anime battles not seen in the manga, like Super Saiyan God Vegeta vs Broly, Golden Frieza vs Broly, as well as all the anime dialogue, like Broly being probably stronger than Beerus, that was never said in the manga. We also never see Broly's Akari form in the manga. We don't see the difference between his Super Saiyan Akari or legendary form in the manga. We simply have base Broly and then a Super Saiyan with no pupils, just like Kale. So even though the main plot points take place in the manga, we don't have 100% manga proof of those events happening exactly as they did in the anime Broly movie. Word for word, scene for scene, punch for punch. When it comes to the Broly events portrayed in the manga continuity, some time has passed after the Tournament of Power. We get some panels showing where the events of Broly took place, and the key dialogue, Goku and Vegeta emerged from those events stronger than ever. We also get panels in the Slice of Life that showcase Vegeta and Goku have been training together ever since the Tournament of Power. So there's a fair bit of arc-to-arc power-ups we need to apply first. It's portrayed Vegeta and Goku's base forms are level once again at the start of the Moro arc. That's the traditional thing that happens in the Dragon Ball Super manga, is that one of them is way ahead by the end of an arc, only for the next arc to level out their base forms. But then I will also apply a 1.25 times training growth boost during the time span between the Tournament of Power and the Broly events, and then I will also apply another boost for the Broly events power-up where they emerged from the event stronger than ever. So let's calculate that. Let's fast forward a few more chapters in the manga to pull up additional panels for the Broly events where Goku reveals that he and Vegeta merged and somehow beat Broly. Now, think about what somehow means. That implies almost a lucky outcome. That implies that Broly was a formidable opponent, even for Gogeta Blue, and they beat him in what sounded like a very close battle, which is totally different from the anime movie events. They didn't somehow beat Broly in the movie, they blitzed him. And by the way, I checked with Herms98, and he confirmed somehow we won is a direct translation. There is no second guessing. So you see, that's why we can't fully apply the movie to the manga, because there are some differences. differences that count. Somehow doesn't refer to Goku and Vegeta forgetting what happened when they fused and how they beat Broly. Fusion.
Yeah, the movie was already ridiculous with the fact that they went Super Saiyan Blue in a fuse state just to beat him. And even then I said it was kind of BS because people stated that he just easily beat him. But here's the thing. Broly was still able to throw hands with him and was able to take multiple hits from Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta without, being severely hurt or dying. And even took a Soul Punisher dead onto the face. The only reason he was gonna lose was when he started to charge up the Big Bang Kamehameha, the final Kamehameha. Or I think it was Big Bang. I forgot which one it was. Well, the final attack to hit him, but that was like a super powered attack. So it's like obviously. In the manga, I guess, like he's saying, they said somehow, so they're even surprised, like, damn, we were surprised that we can be in that, which is even stupider. Like I said, I was already annoyed by the movie and how dumb it was that he had to go Super Saiyan Blue to beat him in a fuse state, and also the fact that he was able to tank multiple hits and Soul Punisher, even though people said he was easily beating him. Yes, did he have the advantage, but I wouldn't say it was a one-sided beatdown, too much of a one-sided beatdown as a lot of people think. It was still one-sided, but he was able to tank quite a bit. But in this, the fact that they said somehow is ridiculous to me. I think it's pretty dumb. Also, it's like, he was that powerful that you don't even know how you beat him in a Super Saiyan Blue form in, your fuse state. Then how are you two able to, survive in just regular Super Saiyan Blue without being fused? That doesn't really make much sense.
Parts retain the memories of their battle when they're fused. It's been stated multiple times in multiple fusions. Here is proof right here that Goten and Trunks retain all the information from when they are fused, the transformation, the plan, details such as time limits, to the point they even intend on remembering what they're talking about individually for when they become Gotenks. So there's absolutely no way Goku and Vegeta would be oblivious in how they beat Broly. Somehow refers to it being some kind of miracle. Now, for Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta to somehow beat Broly, I put Gogeta at most a tier above Manga Broly. That being 1.25 times, Manga Broly is an actual killing machine that would eat Jiren for breakfast, and is actually, at this point, the strongest mortal fighter except for Gogeta Blue. Let's calculate Gogeta's power. For this, we will use Goku's base of 6 quadrillion. In the manga-only panels, it mentions Goku and Vegeta using their Super Saiyan Blue forms. I have to go with perfected for both of these due to what we see in the manga panels. They don't have the aura, and there's also no evidence of Blue evolved. Now, with the fusion multiplier I use, which is a midpoint of using all official fusion sources, it's the best of A plus the best of B, then times that by 100. And let me tell you why I include Ultra Instinct into Goku's best of A. It's because the power, although it cannot be activated at will at this point, is still a power deep within Goku until it gets activated. So that potential goes into Gogeta to create the base fusion part. And this is why Gogeta is so goddamn strong after the Tournament of Power. Gogeta doesn't appear to be Blue evolved, there's no aura around him or during his Kamehameha, so perfected is the most reliable answer during the final moments. Could Gogeta have gone Blue evolved to make it an easier fight? I would say yes, but why didn't they? Well, that's just how it's written. But if you want a reason, maybe the fusion would have broken if they generated too much power, similar to Vegito at the time. So Gogeta sticking to perfected Blue instead of Blue evolved could have been a valid reason to secure staying as Gogeta to fight Broly. These two characters will probably be the top levels of power for a while, and may be unbeaten during the Moro arc, but we will see when we get there. Perhaps there is one who could top it. But how does Broly's power work and how does it evolve? Well, he is the parallel to Kale, where both their base forms are extremely high, and once they transform, their power keeps rising. But yeah, let that base form power haunt your sleep. Never underestimate Manga Broly. No wonder we don't see him often. If someone thinks somehow we won doesn't signify they'd be in great difficulty, then maybe that person will sleep at night in a duvet of lies. And this is another reason why there's no way I can apply a scale from the movie itself. When it comes to the manga, it will always say, somehow, they won. The manga material will always override the anime in a manga-only series. Broly grew in base power before he became a Super Saiyan, and the moment Broly transformed, Goku and Vegeta's Super Saiyan Blue perfected forms couldn't beat him. We also know, through Kale, that once transformed, Broly's power continues to spike to different levels. So let's work out his maximum base, then Super Saiyan, and we can work out the rest that spikes up to around Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta levels. We know Goku couldn't activate UI at will, so that idea was out of the window, which means Goku could only resort to his Kaioken-like stunt like he did against Jiren, but because he says we had to perform fusion, means that the Kaioken-like stunt would not have mattered. So Broly's Super Saiyan form is above that, and it is also above a potential Vegeta Blue evolved form due to the fact Goku is basically implying that fusion is the only option. They had to do it. But base Broly also had to be a level where Goku and Vegeta could not easily finish him before he transformed, thus making Broly's base form close to those two in Perfected Blue in order to not get squashed by them. So I put base Broly a tier or two below Goku and Vegeta's combined Perfected Super Saiyan Blue tag team, then multiply that by 50 for the initial Super Saiyan amp before the continuous ki spikes. So these power spikes after he turned Super Saiyan would take him from 50 octillion to 100 quindecillion. That's absolutely insane, considering the power spikes were too much for Kale. Broly, on the other hand, goes even further than his Universe 6 counterpart. Why, might you ask? Well, from a narrative and marketing point of view, it's friggin' Broly. But in verse lore, you could say being nearly 50 years old, living on Vampa his whole life, he's never had legendary sex or needs to unleash a lot of legendary aggression. To work out how much stronger Manga Broly's highest power is compared to Kid Buu vs Super Saiyan 3 Goku, just divide the scaling number we have by 400 times, as that's the Super Saiyan 3 multiplier, because base Goku in the Buu Saga is a 1 in this scale. And we get Manga Broly 250 quattrodecillion times stronger than Kid Buu and Super Saiyan 3 Goku in the Buu Saga. Super Saiyan Blue perfected Gogeta would be 320 quattrodecillion times stronger. And Broly grew 2 sextillion times stronger in the battle with Gogeta after he turned into a Super Saiyan. Now that's what I call a legendary Super Saiyan, and would have kept growing until Gogeta stopped him. That's damn right horrifying, but also hell.
Yeah, we're close to the end of it. I just wanted to mention about that. So the 2 sextillion, obviously these are his own calculations, but I don't see no mathematical problems with what he's saying. It's just ridiculous, the scaling. You can see the inconsistency and the nonsensical writing when it comes to this, because before, you know, the Super Saiyan transformations, it was times 50, times 2, times 4. Those are not significant power jumps. 50 is quite a bit, but 2 sextillion times, that's ridiculous, especially just for a Super Saiyan transformation. I don't care if it's a legendary form or, you know, berserk state or whatever the hell the crap we want to name it. It should not be that big of a power jump if it's not a godly form, which I will be making a video about. I made a video about, you know, Super Saiyan Blue and how they messed up, but I want to make a video specifically talking about, you know, how the godly forms and, you know, how God Essence and God Key and all that stuff, anything that had mentioned with godly, God or godly in it, has been completely ruined and tarnished by what Dragon Ball has done. I think the Battle of Gods movie set up very well, then Resurrection of F and Super and then Broly and everything else kind of ruined it and completely destroyed it, but I'll get into explain that in a video in the future. So let's get back into it.
Hilarious because 2 sextillion times is also the Ultra Instinct multiplier in this scale. So in my manga scale, even if Goku used Ultra Instinct, he couldn't have beat Broly due to the skyrocketing power, where even Gogeta couldn't prevent Broly from growing that amount that he did. It's the giant raw power surges of Broly that make him scary, not so much the initial form multiplier. At the end of these events, it's stated Goku and Vegeta emerged stronger than ever, so I will apply another rough 1.25 times boost to their base powers, as that's the lowest headcanon I can go. But that's only the power amp after emerging from the event stronger than ever, because after Broly, at the start of the Moro arc, we soon see Goku and Vegeta continue to train hard, which is the final power up I will apply in preparation for the Moro arc in the next part. So overall, this is why Manga Broly is absolutely terrible and frightening in terms of his power.
So that was Saiyan Scholar's analysis on Super Saiyan Broly is terrible, like, you know, the Broly arc and stuff. Personally, I would have preferred them going to the Moro arc. I don't think there was enough from the Broly manga except for the somehow part with the ending. But yeah, it's just ridiculous the way they've written it. But then again, I can't really blame the manga too much because the movie already created this ridiculous, you know, this scenario, and that's why I don't really like Broly, because I felt like it was unnecessary to stick to Universe 7 and have a former character just canonizing him and making him super powerful, because it's illogical to have a Saiyan on a random planet obtaining a legendary Super Saiyan form, and then getting this significant amount of of a power jump and boost, and crazy power scaling in it. Sorry for that, that's a bug. But I feel like they introduced the other universes, and if they didn't do the tournament of power, they could introduce a bad guy from a different universe to come over to Universe 7 and become a mess, and that would have been perfectly fine with me, because then we wouldn't know anything about his character, and they would have their own specific lore like Jiren, and I could accept that. Also, he did mention that he would demolish Jiren, and I'm not saying that he's wrong, but I feel like people need to understand that yes, Goku and Vegeta get strong and all these characters get stronger, but so would their enemies, or the people that they fought before. So we can possibly see in the future Jiren coming back once again and being even stronger. Obviously, not on some I'm trying to hurt you or anything, but more on like a challenging Goku type of stuff. Because after what Goku did to him and stuff, he definitely would he did state he wanted a rematch. So we will possibly see a rematch in the future, and he will definitely get stronger. I wonder how much stronger Jiren can get. If Frieza can get that much stronger with a lot less low of a power level, then somebody as strong as Jiren could definitely get stronger within that amount of time. And especially at the point where after the tournament of power, he learned the power of working with other people to strengthen himself. So I think with him training with like somebody like Toppo will help him get stronger, and Toppo gets stronger. So maybe in the future we might see a rematch where Jiren comes back and he's insanely OP. Hey, hell, we might even see Jiren fight against Broly. That would be a pretty cool fight, because people want to see them, because they're two big, muscular, very overpowered characters. So we want to see who would win in a battle between those two if they were to go all out against each other. But yeah, that's just my idea for what they could do in the future. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. These videos are interesting. I really like them. I can't wait for the next one to come, the Monarch, and then the Granola arc. That will be the last video from Saiyan Scholar that I'll watch for a while, because these ones, I don't want to watch all of his videos every time, because I don't want to just bank off of just reacting to just solely these videos. I just wanted to do this because I thought these topics and these video ideas were actually pretty interesting, and I want to see if I could have any interesting input to put in these videos. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for next time.